Have you run into a situation with parents where they're bullying you, refusing to pay your late fees, or just flat out not following your contract? What should you do in that situation? That's what we're going to talk about today. Hey Gluestick, Sarah here from Work Life Glue, back for another Daycare Day video, and today I am answering a Gluestick sent question. We refer to our channel subscribers as Gluesticks because why not? It's fun. So I love when our Gluesticks send us questions, and this question comes from Holly, and she asked, and yes, that is a Paw Patrol sticker on my phone from my daughter Celia. So Holly sent me this email. Hi Sarah, was wondering if you could make a video or blog article on how to handle a client that threatens you to leave if you enforce your contract, like late pickup fees, etc., or that challenges your policies and either full-on questioning, stating what they will do, or bullying you. I've seen this as common in the daycare provider community and want to know what you would do or say in this situation. I have also seen this a lot on daycare Facebook groups and things like that, so this is a very good question, and I will just start by answering it saying that, you know, if you are in a small community, it can be harder to do what I'm about to talk about, but if you are in an area with, you know, a good amount of providers where, you know, there's not a super small pool of parents to choose from, this would be my advice. So my first and foremost advice would be have a contract that you can stick to. So if you're not willing to stick to it, don't keep that in your contract. If you're not willing to stick to your late fees, don't put them in there. If you're not willing to, you know, term for some reason, then don't have that in there. I personally in this situation would probably term immediately, but it really depends on the situation. If a parent was threatening me or refusing to follow my contract that they signed that we had discussed, I would, if it were something where I felt like threatened or felt like, you know, they were coming into my home and being extremely rude to me and it like kept me up at night, I would probably term immediately. I just feel life's too short to deal with people like that. If I am being professional and being a good provider, there's no reason why I should ever be treated that way, and so I would probably kick that parent to the curb. That is not how you treat people, and I don't want that in my home, in my daycare space, around my other kids. If that's how they're going to treat me on an issue where they were in the wrong, like picking up late, I don't want to know what could escalate them further, like if their child got hurt or something, and I just think that's a toxic environment to be in, and I don't want them a part of that. If it were something where it's like a really good family, like it was a misunderstanding, or, you know, they just were confused, or maybe they're a new family and they weren't necessarily like threatening or bullying, but they just like didn't want to pay something and they didn't understand why, I would try to have a conversation with them, or I would give them a warning and I would say in writing, you know, if this ever happens again, this will be your last warning and it will be an immediate termination. I would have them sign it and me sign it. It's a really tough situation to be in, but if I really thought we could continue the, you know, professional daycare relationship, I would give them a warning. But if it were anything beyond that, I definitely would just term right away. Now, that being said, if you are in a small community like I talked about, that can be really hard. I would probably reach out to other providers in my area first and, you know, ask them what they would do and what the norm is in your area, because the last thing you want is to term a family and then your business just is done because it like ruins your credibility and word of mouth and all of that kind of stuff. So if that's the case, you know, tread lightly, maybe give them a warning, and just hope for the best. But in most cases, I try to be really professional. I try to end things on a good note if it ever comes to that. But in situations like this, I say definitely do what's best for you and your family and your daycare, because if there's somebody coming in and really being rude and disrespectful, that's not good for your daycare environment. Another thing on the flip side though to think about if you're in a smaller community is it could hurt you to term, but it also could be a benefit that the other parents in your care will see that, oh wow, she's not willing to, you know, stray from her contract, or they may be like, wow, I'm really appreciative that, you know, I know that parent and I know they're rude and I kind of didn't even like that their kid was going to this daycare, and so, you know, I'm going to spread good things about this provider because they stuck to their policies and because they are running in a professional way. You wouldn't go into a business and threaten and bully them. They would kick you out, and you are a business as well. And so you have every right to stick to your policies, to term a family for being disrespectful, to ask them to leave, all that kind of stuff. So it could help, it could hurt. But the bottom line is it shows that you will stick to what you say, that you're not going to choose to be mistreated, because you get to choose how you react to people, and people can only treat you the way you will let them. So if you stop that relationship, you get them out of your house, they're not coming in your daycare, you're setting a precedent for the other families that you won't tolerate that. And they better come on time, and they better follow your policies, because it is a, you know, a binding, legally binding contract that they signed. This is a really tough topic. I personally have never been in this exact situation, so I will never discuss, you know, why I have termed in the past or anything like that, because I just think that would be unprofessional on this space to do that. But I will say that I would never let a parent treat me that way. If I felt threatened at all, if I felt bullied, if I, you know, anything, if I had any feelings even close to that, it would be an immediate termination for me personally. I can find more families. I think if you work on the front end to really, you know, set yourself up as professional, get that word of mouth going, have people in the community referring to you, and have amazing families who love and value you spreading the news about you, that can totally overshadow anyone talking negatively about you if that's something you are worried about. And just think, if somebody's saying negative things about you to other people, that says more about them than it says about you. And if other people are going to listen to them, you probably didn't want those people as your daycare families anyway. You also should have families who love and adore you and are saying great things about you, and that will overshadow any of the negativity every time. But I do understand if you're in a smaller community and it's harder. So I hope that answered your question. Like I said, it really depends on the situation, but I really wanted to film this video as encouragement to you if you are being treated poorly by a parent, that it is okay to term, that, you know, you're not doing anything wrong, and it's not okay for them to treat you that way ever. It's just not. So you have every right, and I give you the green light to term them. Life's too short to put up with stuff like that, guys. And we work way too hard. I really loved filming this. I really loved answering questions from you guys. So if you guys have a specific question you think would be a great question to answer in video form, if it's like got, you know, more of a detailed question, please email me at sarah@worklifeglue.com. Our email is below as well, or you can leave it as a comment in this video, and I would love to answer it in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you next time. Bye, guys.